Cliffside mist, turquoise waters, waterfalls plunge. This is not a dream or a scene from a fantasy movie. This is Geiranger Fjord, one of Norway's most iconic and awe-inspiring natural wonders. If you're looking for that one place in the world where nature's raw power meets pure serenity, Geiranger Fjord is it. Tucked deep into the heart of western Norway, Geiranger Fjord is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and the crown jewel of the Norwegian fjord experience. Carved by glaciers during the Ice Age, this 15-kilometer-long fjord is flanked by towering cliffs that rise more than 1,000 meters above sea level, creating a dramatic and almost surreal landscape that captivates every traveler who ventures here. The journey to Geiranger Fjord is as unforgettable as the destination itself. Whether you arrive via the famous Trollstigen mountain road, an adrenaline-pumping ride full of hairpin turns, or sail in aboard a cruise ship through the fjord, every route gifts you with jaw-dropping views. The village of Geiranger, nestled at the fjord's end, is small but packed with charm. Colorful wooden houses line the water's edge, while the surrounding hillsides are dotted with historic mountain farms that once clung to the cliffs in isolation. But what truly makes Geiranger Fjord so unforgettable are its waterfalls. The most famous of them are the Seven Sisters, a series of 7 waterfalls that tumble in parallel down the cliffside. Directly across the fjord, you'll spot the Suder, a single waterfall that legend says is trying to woo the sisters. Another must-see is the Bridal Veil, named for the way it catches the sunlight and creates a shimmering veil-like effect. The visual poetry of these falls, especially in the golden light of late afternoon, is something that simply cannot be captured in photos alone. It must be experienced. Adventure lovers will find plenty to do here. You can kayak through the calm waters of the fjord, hike up to panoramic viewpoints like Fladalsjuvet or Dalsnibba, or take a thrilling rib boat tour that zooms right up to the waterfall's spray. For a more serene experience, a cruise along the fjord provides a slow-paced, meditative journey through Norway's dramatic natural beauty. Many cruises come with audio guides or local narrators who share fascinating folklore, geological insights, and stories from the people who've lived here for generations. Even history buffs will find something to marvel at. Scattered along the fjord's walls are abandoned cliff farms that date back centuries, such as Skagafla, Knivsfla, and Blomberg. These farms are a testament to the hardiness and determination of early Norwegians, who defied the odds by living and farming in such rugged terrain. Some of these can be reached via guided hikes that challenge your legs and reward your spirit. Geiranger Fjord also changes character with the seasons. In spring and summer, it is lush and vibrant, the waterfalls at their most powerful from melting snow. Come autumn, the fjord is cloaked in warm tones of amber and crimson, with morning mists swirling around the cliffs. And in winter, the snow-draped silence gives the fjord a haunting, tranquil beauty that few ever witness, but those who do never forget. What makes Geiranger Fjord so special is how it transcends expectations. It's not just another scenic destination, it's a place where the scale of nature humbles you, where even the most seasoned traveler feels like they're seeing Earth's raw power for the first time, where the ancient and the eternal seem to whisper through the wind and water. So, if you're planning your Norwegian adventure, Geiranger Fjord isn't just a stop, it's the highlight. And once you stand on its edge, breathe in that crisp mountain air, and hear the thunder of the waterfalls, you'll understand why this place is often called the soul of Norway. What if I told you there's a place north of the Arctic Circle, where jagged mountains rise straight from the sea, golden beaches meet icy waters, and tiny red fishing cabins sit peacefully beneath the dancing northern lights? Welcome to the Lofoten Islands, a surreal, almost mythical destination that redefines what you think the Arctic looks like. If Norway is nature's masterpiece, then Lofoten is the bold brushstroke that leaves you breathless. The Lofoten archipelago is located in northern Norway, well above the Arctic Circle, yet due to the warming effects of the Gulf Stream, it enjoys surprisingly mild temperatures. This land of contrast, where towering peaks meet tranquil fjords, and rustic villages blend seamlessly with untouched wilderness, offers a sensory experience unlike any other. As you approach the islands, either by ferry or the Eton Highway, you'll be greeted by a landscape so dramatic it feels like it was designed for a fantasy epic. Mountain ridges rise vertically out of the sea, their craggy silhouettes reflecting in the glass-like water below. And scattered along the shoreline are traditional fishing villages like Rhine, Hamnui, and Henningsvær, each with its own postcard-perfect charm. Rhine is often called the most beautiful village in Norway, and for good reason. Nestled among towering mountains and surrounded by water on nearly all sides, it's a photographer's dream. Wooden roerbuer, traditional red fisherman cabins line the water's edge, many of which have been converted into cozy accommodations for visitors. Wake up here, and you're not just observing nature, you're living inside it. For adventurers, Lofoten is a playground. Hike to the summit of Rheinbringen for one of the most stunning panoramic views in all of Norway. The climb is steep, but the reward is unimaginable. A sweeping vista of fjords, villages, and sea that stretches far into the Arctic horizon. Or paddle through crystal-clear waters in a sea kayak, exploring hidden coves and sea caves while keeping an eye out for seals and sea eagles. And let's talk about the beaches. Yes, beaches in the Arctic. Places like Hawkland Beach and Uda Clive look like they belong in the tropics, with powdery white sand and turquoise waters, but their rugged surroundings and crisp air remind you that you're still deep in the north. During summer, the midnight sun bathes these beaches in golden light 24 hours a day, creating surreal, dreamlike evenings where the sun never sets. But Lofoten isn't just a summer destination. In winter, the islands transform into a quiet, snow-covered wonderland, and the real magic begins. The northern lights, aurora borealis, frequently dance across the night sky, casting eerie green and purple hues over the mountains and sea. The island's remote location and low light pollution make them one of the best places on Earth to witness this celestial show. Culture and history also run deep here. Lofoten has been a center for cod fishing for over 1,000 years. Visit the Lofoter Viking Museum in Borg, where you can step inside a reconstructed longhouse, sail a replica Viking ship, and explore the life of Norse settlers who once ruled these coasts. The scent of drying stockfish still lingers in the air, especially in winter when cod season is in full swing, a tradition that continues to sustain local communities. And if you crave peace, Lofoten delivers in abundance. The silence here is profound. Whether you're watching waves crash against cliffs or sitting quietly under a sky painted with northern lights, the islands have a way of grounding you, reminding you of the stillness we often forget in modern life. Perhaps the most remarkable thing about the Lofoten Islands is how they blend extremes. Towering mountains with gentle meadows, icy seas with warm hospitality, harsh climates with soul-soothing beauty. It's a place that stirs emotion and inspires awe in equal measure. So, if you're chasing an experience that goes beyond travel, if you're seeking a journey that will reshape your understanding of beauty, silence, and wonder, then Lofoten isn't just a destination, it's a revelation. What if the doorway to Norway's wildest landscapes was itself a living postcard? A place where colorful wooden houses hug the harbor, mist curls over forested hills, and every cobblestone street whispers stories of Vikings, merchants, and seafarers. Welcome to Bergen, Norway's second-largest city, and the enchanting gateway to its legendary fjords. But Bergen isn't just a stopover, it's a destination brimming with character, culture, and cinematic charm. The first thing that strikes you about Bergen is its setting. Surrounded by 7 mountains and nestled between fjords and the sea, the city feels like it was sculpted by nature's own hand. It rains a lot here, almost famously so, but don't let that deter you. The moisture adds to the city's moody, mystical vibe, making every walk through its historic quarters feel like you're stepping into a fairy tale. Start your exploration in Bergen, Bergen's most iconic district. This UNESCO World Heritage Site was once the bustling hub of the Hanseatic League, an important center of trade dating back to the 14th century. Today, Bergen is a row of colorful, crooked wooden buildings lining the harbor, each one leaning a little more than the next, as if frozen mid-breath. Walk between the buildings through narrow alleyways of timber beams and worn stone floors, where artists' workshops, boutique shops, and cozy cafes invite you to linger. Just steps away from Bergen is the vibrant Torget Fish Market, a sensory feast that offers a taste of Bergen's coastal soul. Here, vendors sell fresh-caught salmon, king crab, and whale meat alongside local cheeses, fruits, and street food. Try a reindeer sausage or a piping hot fish soup while watching boats drift in and out of the harbor. It's an experience that blends flavors, stories, and centuries of seafaring tradition. To get a true feel of Bergen's stunning topography, take the Fløibanen funicular up Mount Fløyen. In just a few minutes, you'll rise above the rooftops to a sweeping panorama of the city, harbor, and surrounding fjords. From the viewing platform, the landscape rolls out like a painting, especially at sunset, when the light ignites the sky and reflects off the water in hues of gold and pink. There are also excellent hiking trails from Fløyen if you want to lose yourself in the forested hills. Another must-visit is Mount Ulriken, the highest of Bergen's 7 mountains. You can reach the summit by cable car or brave the legendary Ulriken Opp hike, a challenge for the adventurous. The reward? Jaw-dropping views of the fjords stretching endlessly into the horizon. And for thrill seekers, there's even a zipline from the top that offers an unforgettable aerial perspective of Bergen's wild beauty. Culturally, Bergen punches far above its weight. It's a UNESCO city of gastronomy and a proud music town, being the birthplace of world-famous composer Edvard Grieg. You can visit Grieg's former home, Troldhaugen, a peaceful lakeside retreat that still echoes with the delicate sounds of his piano. The on-site museum and concert hall offer an intimate glimpse into the life and legacy of Norway's musical giant. Bergen also offers a launching pad for some of Norway's most famous fjord adventures. Day cruises depart regularly to the Sognefjord and Hardangerfjord, giving travelers a taste of Norway's most dramatic seascapes without ever venturing far from the city. Whether you want to see waterfalls crashing down cliff faces or quaint villages hidden among the rocks, Bergen is the perfect starting point. Despite its global recognition, Bergen retains a small-town warmth. The locals are proud, welcoming, and always eager to share their favorite hiking path, hidden bakery, or fjord view bench. It's a city that invites slow travel, a place to sip coffee by the harbor, browse through indie bookstores, or spend an hour listening to street musicians play in the rain. There's a certain poetry to Bergen, something in the rhythm of the rain, the smell of salt in the air, and the echo of footsteps on its old wooden planks. It doesn't scream for attention. Instead, it quietly enchants. And before you know it, you're hooked, dreaming of its misty mornings, golden sunsets, and timeless charm long after you've left. So don't just pass through Bergen on your way to the fjords. Stop. Stay. Let it soak into your bones. Because Bergen doesn't just show you Norway, it teaches you how to feel it. What if you could touch the Arctic sky? Walk beneath a million stars as ribbons of green and purple light twist and dance above your head? This isn't a dream, it's Tromsø. Nestled more than 200 miles north of the Arctic Circle, Tromsø is the beating heart of Norway's polar frontier, and one of the best places on Earth to witness the mystical northern lights. But this vibrant city offers far more than just a front-row seat to the aurora. It's a cultural, culinary, and natural wonderland unlike anywhere else in the world. When you first arrive in Tromsø, it might surprise you. You'd expect a town this far north to feel remote and sleepy. Instead, you find a city alive with energy, creativity, and warmth. Colorful houses dot the hillsides. Boats glide through the icy harbor, and locals laugh together in buzzing cafes, undeterred by the cold. This is a city that thrives on contrast, light and dark, tradition and innovation, silence and celebration. At the heart of Tromsø is its compact yet dynamic city center, a walkable blend of modern architecture and historic charm. Start your journey at Storgata, the main street, lined with lively shops, Arctic-themed souvenirs, and cozy bakeries serving up warm cinnamon buns and strong Norwegian coffee. Just a short walk away is the Polar Museum, where you can dive deep into the city's rich history of Arctic exploration. Exhibits tell the stories of fearless adventurers like Roald Amundsen and Fridtjof Nansen, who push the boundaries of human endurance in this frozen realm. But it's what lies beyond the city lights that brings most people to Tromsø, the chance to witness the aurora borealis. From September to April, the dark skies around Tromsø become a canvas for nature's most spectacular light show. To chase the lights, join a guided Northern Lights tour that takes you into the wilderness, far from any light pollution. As the lights begin to swirl above, a hush often falls over the group. It's a spiritual moment, a silent, shared awe at the universe's wild beauty. If you're lucky, you'll see the lights pulse, ripple, and twist right above your head. An experience so surreal, it will stay with you forever. But Tromsø doesn't go into hibernation during winter, it comes alive. During the polar night, when the sun doesn't rise for weeks, the city glows with candlelight, festivals, and human warmth. The annual Tromsø International Film Festival draws visitors from around the globe, and Sami National Day in February celebrates the culture of Norway's indigenous people through music, food, and colorful traditional dress. For those seeking adventure, Tromsø delivers. Go dog sledding through snowy forests with teams of eager huskies, their paws kicking up soft powder as you race under the twilight sky. Or try snowshoeing, cross-country skiing, or even whale watching in the fjords where orcas and humpbacks come to feed in the cold, fish-rich waters during winter. And if you're visiting in summer, the midnight sun turns the tables, daylight lasts for weeks, and you can hike, fish, or kayak at any hour you please. A visit to the Arctic Cathedral, with its striking modernist design and towering triangular form, is a must. Often lit in soft blue light at night, it looks like a glowing iceberg rising out of the snow. Attend a midnight concert here, and let the haunting music echo through its cathedral walls as the aurora dances silently outside. Few experiences are more moving. And then there's the food. Tromsø's culinary scene is one of Norway's best-kept secrets. Arctic cuisine here is rich with local ingredients. Freshly caught cod and halibut, reindeer meat, cloudberries, and king crab. Head to restaurants like Emma's Dream Kitchen or Fiske Company for high-end local dining that tells a story with every plate. The city's breweries and bars are lively too, offering everything from craft beer to aquavit, often with a view of the snowy harbor. What makes Tromsø truly unforgettable isn't just the lights, the snow, or the activities, it's the feeling of being at the edge of the world, yet completely at home. It's the contrast between the harsh beauty of the Arctic and the deep hospitality of its people. It's watching the sky come alive while your feet crunch on frozen earth. It's being part of something larger than yourself. So, if your dream is to not only see the northern lights, but to feel them deep in your bones and your memory, then Tromsø isn't just a place on your list. It's the place your soul has been waiting to find. What if you could travel through a landscape where time slows down, where green valleys, mirror-like fjords, and towering cliffs create a scene so perfect it feels like a dream? Welcome to Aurland Flåm, two tiny villages tucked into the heart of Norway's fjord country. Often described as the soul of the Norwegian fjords, these destinations are more than scenic, they are transformative. If you've ever wanted to disappear into nature and come out changed, this is the place. Let's start with Flåm. It may be small, just a cluster of buildings hugging the shoreline of Aurland's fjord, but don't let its size fool you. This is one of the most visited fjord destinations in Norway, and for good reason. Flåm sits at the end of a dramatic waterway that branches off from the Sognefjord, Norway's longest and deepest fjord. The water here is so still and clear, it feels like a mirror reflecting the towering cliffs, waterfalls, and cloud-draped peaks above. But Flåm isn't just for sightseeing, it's for feeling. And nothing embodies that more than the Flåm Railway. Often hailed as one of the most beautiful train journeys in the world, this 20-kilometer route takes you from the fjordside village up to the mountain plateau of Myrtle. As the train slowly climbs nearly 900 meters, it passes through 20 tunnels and countless picture-perfect landscapes, rushing rivers, cascading waterfalls, and alpine farms clinging to impossibly steep hillsides. Halfway through, the train even stops at the mighty Kjosfossen waterfall, where mist soaks your face and the roar of water fills the air. Back in the valley, adventure awaits. Rent a bike and ride the legendary Rallarvegen Trail, a historic construction road turned scenic route that takes you from the highlands to the fjords, passing glacial rivers and remote cabins. Or opt for a kayak on the fjord itself, gliding past sheer rock faces and tiny farms that haven't changed in centuries. For those who prefer the water without the paddling, fjord cruises from Flåm offer panoramic views from the comfort of electric-powered vessels, ensuring both silence and sustainability. Just a short drive or bike ride from Flåm lies Aurland, a quieter, more local village that offers all the charm without the crowds. Here, life moves at a slower pace. You can stroll through fields of wildflowers, visit local farms making traditional goat cheese, or stop by a glass-blowing studio where artisans shape molten glass into delicate Nordic designs. Aurland has a softness to it, a peacefulness that feels like a whisper from the past. But Aurland holds one of the area's most astonishing views, the Stegastein viewpoint. Jutting out 30 meters from the cliffside and suspended 650 meters above the fjord, this modern architectural platform gives you a front-row seat to Norway's raw power and elegance. Standing there, gazing across the endless green walls and glistening water far below, is nothing short of a spiritual moment. It's as if the world has stopped spinning, just for you. What sets Aurland and Flåm apart isn't just their beauty, it's their balance. These villages embody the Norwegian philosophy of friluftsliv, the deep, almost sacred connection to nature. Here, every element seems to exist in harmony. Humans, mountains, water, and wildlife. There's a rhythm in the rustling of birch leaves, a quiet joy in the call of seabirds echoing through the fjord. And then there's the light. In summer, the sun lingers late into the evening, casting golden hues across the cliffs and painting the water with color. In spring and autumn, mist rolls off the hills in the morning, giving everything a dreamlike glow. Even in winter, when snow coats the valley in white silence, the landscape retains its gentle magic. Whether you spend a few hours here or a few days, Aurland and Flåm will stay with you. It's not just the photos you'll remember, but the feeling, the stillness, the awe, the sense of stepping into a world untouched by time. So if you're seeking the true heart of the Norwegian fjords, not just a place to see, but a place to feel deeply, Aurland and Flåm are where your journey begins. What if you could stand on the edge of the world with nothing beneath your feet but 600 meters of open air and a shimmering fjord far below? Welcome to Preikestolen, also known as Pulpit Rock, one of the most iconic and heart-stopping destinations in all of Norway. But this natural wonder is just one part of the story. The nearby city of Stavanger, with its cobbled streets, white wooden houses, and dynamic energy, offers the perfect blend of urban charm and wild adventure. Together, they create a chapter in your Norwegian journey that's equal parts adrenaline and awe. Stavanger, located in southwestern Norway, is one of the country's oldest and most colorful port cities. It's compact, vibrant, and effortlessly charming. Begin your visit in the old town Gamle Stavanger, where you'll find the largest concentration of wooden houses in all of Europe. These white-painted homes, many dating back to the 18th century, line narrow cobblestone lanes and bloom with flower boxes in summer. Wandering here feels like stepping into a storybook. But Stavanger isn't just about the past, it's also a city of innovation and culture. As the oil capital of Norway, it boasts a surprisingly cosmopolitan atmosphere. Art galleries, music festivals, and some of Norway's best restaurants thrive here. Don't miss the Norwegian Petroleum Museum, a surprisingly engaging place that tells the story of how oil shaped modern Norway, complete with hands-on exhibits and dramatic architecture. Food lovers will be in heaven in Stavanger. The city's culinary scene is renowned for its creativity and commitment to fresh, local ingredients. Whether you're dining in a high-end bistro or a cozy harborside cafe, expect dishes that highlight the sea fresh cod, mussels, king crab, and rich fish soups infused with herbs and cream. Be sure to try kamle, a traditional potato dumpling dish that speaks to the region's rustic roots. But no visit to Stavanger is complete without the pilgrimage to Preikestolen. Rising dramatically over Lyse Fjord, Preikestolen is one of Norway's most photographed landmarks, and with good reason. This flat-topped cliff juts 25 meters out from the mountain, forming a natural pulpit that hangs 604 meters, 982 feet, above the fjord. It's a place that makes you feel small in the best possible way. The hike to Preikestolen is a moderate 4-kilometer journey that takes about 2 hours each way. The trail weaves through pine forests, rocky hills, and serene mountain lakes. Along the way, you'll catch glimpses of the fjord peeking through the trees, teasing what's to come. Then, suddenly, you're there, standing on the edge, the wind in your face, and nothing between you and the abyss but a deep breath and a strong heart. There are no safety railings here, just raw, natural beauty. Some people sit with their legs dangling over the edge. Others lie flat to peek down. Most just stand in silent awe, overwhelmed by the grandeur of Lyse Fjord below and the infinite sky above. On clear days, the visibility is endless. On misty mornings, you may find yourself above the clouds, watching them swirl below like a slow-motion waterfall. For the truly adventurous, nearby hikes like Carrickbolton, where you can step onto a boulder wedged between two cliffs over a 1-0-meter drop, offer even more adrenaline. But even if Preikestolen is your only stop, it's enough to change how you see the world. The return trip from the cliff is just as memorable, especially if you catch a sunset on your way down. The golden light filters through the trees, casting long shadows and turning the rocky landscape into a glowing tapestry of colors. It's one of those rare moments where time stretches and everything feels just right. Back in Stavanger, end your day with a walk along the harbor. The lights of boats dance on the water, and the salty breeze carries the scent of the sea. Whether you're sipping aquavit at a waterfront bar or watching locals gather for an outdoor concert, you'll feel the rhythm of a city that knows how to live in harmony with nature. Stavanger and Preikestolen offer the perfect contrast: culture and wilderness, comfort and thrill. Together, they show you that in Norway, you never have to choose between the edge of civilization and the edge of the earth. You can stand on both. What if the capital of a country felt more like a hidden retreat than a chaotic metropolis? What if a city could be both a cultural powerhouse and a green oasis, where you can go from world-class museums to serene fjord views in a matter of minutes? Welcome to Oslo, Norway's reimagined capital. It's a city where tradition meets tomorrow, and where the rhythm of urban life dances in perfect harmony with nature. At first glance, Oslo might seem quiet for a capital, but spend just a little time here, and you'll realize that's part of its magic. It's not a city that shouts, it whispers. It invites you in slowly, like a good story, and by the time you reach the final chapter, you're in love. Let's start in the heart of the city, Karl Johans Gate. This elegant boulevard stretches from the central train station to the Royal Palace, lined with boutiques, cafes, bookstores, and lively street musicians. Locals sip coffee at outdoor tables, even in winter, wrapped in blankets. Under heated lamps, the atmosphere is calm, yet alive, regal, yet relaxed. One of Oslo's crowning jewels is the Opera House, a masterpiece of modern architecture that looks like an iceberg rising out of the harbor. Its sloping marble roof invites visitors to walk all the way to the top, offering panoramic views of the city and Oslofjord. Whether you catch a performance inside or simply admire the building from the water, it's an experience that leaves a lasting impression. Culture runs deep in Oslo. The city boasts some of Europe's most exciting museums and art scenes. The Munch Museum, dedicated to the life and works of Edvard Munch, offers a haunting and profound dive into the mind behind the screen. Nearby, the Astrup Fearnley Museum blends contemporary art with seaside tranquility, while the Nobel Peace Center explores the human spirit through powerful exhibitions. But Oslo's not just about art, it's about action. The city is built for movement, with miles of bike paths, nature trails, and fjordside boardwalks. You can hop on a tram to the lush Bygdøy Peninsula, home to the Fram Museum, where you can board a real Arctic exploration ship, the Kon-Tiki Museum, and the Viking Ship Museum. It's like traveling through time without ever leaving the city. One of Oslo's most surprising qualities is how green it is. Nearly 2/3 of the city is forest, parkland, or water. The surrounding Oslo Marka forest is a nature lover's dream, just a subway ride from downtown. Whether it's summer swimming in the fjord, autumn hikes through golden woods, or cross-country skiing in winter, Oslo makes nature part of daily life. And then there's the food. Oslo has emerged as a culinary capital, blending Nordic innovation with global inspiration. Michelin-starred restaurants like Maemo serve poetic tasting menus sourced from the Norwegian wilderness, while street food halls like Vippa and Oslo Street Food bring together flavors from all over the world. Don't miss fresh shrimp from the fjord, or the humble but addictive pelse lompe, a Norwegian hot dog wrapped in potato flatbread. As the sun begins to set, Oslo transforms once again. The waterfront Akerbrygge and Tjuvholmen districts glow with lights and laughter as locals gather in restaurants, wine bars, and along the marina. The vibe is upscale but unpretentious, stylish yet grounded. And with the fjord reflecting the city lights, the skyline becomes a painting you'll wish you could step into. Oslo is also a city of values. Sustainability isn't a trend here, it's a lifestyle. From energy-efficient buildings to an extensive electric vehicle network and green rooftops, the city is leading the way toward a cleaner future. It's this quiet confidence, this sense of thoughtful innovation, that makes Oslo stand apart. What truly makes Oslo unforgettable is its ability to be many things at once. It's urban, but close to nature. Sophisticated, yet welcoming. Historic, but constantly evolving. It doesn't overwhelm you, it grows on you. With every walk along the fjord, every bite of fresh seafood, and every moment of stillness beneath the northern sky, Oslo slowly reveals its soul. So don't rush through Norway's capital. Let it unfold. Let it surprise you. Because Oslo isn't just a city, it's an invitation. An invitation to experience balance, beauty, and a quieter kind of brilliance. What if the road itself was the destination? A ribbon of tarmac that leaps from island to island, dancing over the ocean like a living creature. Waves crash against the rocks, storms roll in with cinematic drama, and every twist in the highway offers a view more surreal than the last. This isn't a fantasy, it's Norway's Atlantic Road. Often called the world's most beautiful drive, this 3-kilometer stretch of highway is more than just a feat of engineering. It's a full-body experience that puts you in direct contact with the raw power and beauty of the Norwegian coast. Located between the towns of Molde and Kristiansund on Norway's western coast, the Atlantic Road connects a chain of islands with a series of bridges that appear to defy gravity. The most famous of these, the Storsøysundet Bridge, curves dramatically into the sky like a roller coaster poised for launch. Depending on the angle and the weather, it either looks like an elegant sculpture or a daredevil's path into the sea. And here's the thing, it changes constantly. One minute you're cruising under blue skies with sunlight sparkling off the water. The next, a sudden squall transforms the landscape into a scene of swirling mist and roaring waves. This is the essence of the Atlantic Road. It's alive, unpredictable, and hypnotically beautiful. The journey begins the moment your wheels touch the road. With the ocean on both sides and nothing between you and the horizon, the feeling is almost otherworldly. Stop at one of the many scenic pullouts and you'll find viewpoints, walking trails, and platforms designed for photography and quiet reflection. You don't just drive this road, you breathe it, feel it, and absorb it with every sense. And it's not just about the scenery, it's about the story. The Atlantic Road was opened in 1989 and has since become a national tourist route, celebrated for its ability to connect not just land, but people. It was built in the face of fierce weather and engineering challenges, symbolizing the Norwegian spirit of resilience and innovation. During construction, workers faced no fewer than 12 hurricanes. Yes, hurricanes, but they persevered. And what they left behind is nothing short of a masterpiece for those with an adventurous heart. The area offers plenty more than just driving. Bring your fishing rod and cast a line straight from the roadside into the sea, where cod, pollock, and mackerel abound. Or if you're traveling in the summer, join a guided kayaking tour to glide beneath the very bridges you just crossed, letting the ocean carry you through this sculpted seascape. Wildlife lovers will be thrilled, too. The Atlantic Road is a haven for seabirds, and if you're lucky, you might even spot seals basking on the rocks or whales breaching in the distance. The surrounding islands offer peaceful walking trails, where the only sound is the wind in the grass and the crash of waves on stone. Along the way, you'll pass tiny coastal communities, quiet villages with weather-beaten houses, friendly locals, and that distinctive smell of salt and pine. Stop at a seaside cafe for fresh seafood or a hot coffee, and chat with the people who live at the edge of the world. Their stories, shaped by ocean and sky, give the landscape even more depth and meaning. And here's something special. The Atlantic Road is incredible in every season. In summer, it glows under the midnight sun, with golden light stretching deep into the night. In autumn, the storms arrive, sending waves crashing over the bridges in a raw display of nature's might. Winter coats everything in silver frost, while spring brings life back to the cliffs and sea. For photographers, this road is a dream. Every meter offers a new frame, a new drama, a new mood. Drone shots reveal the road's serpentine grace from above, while long exposure night shots capture the glow of car lights against a star-studded sky. It's a place that begs to be documented, but also one that reminds you to put the camera down, even for a moment, and simply feel it. The Atlantic Road teaches you something powerful, that the journey can be just as magical as the destination. That sometimes, the act of moving through a landscape, wind in your hair, salt on your lips, wonder in your chest, is the experience itself. So whether you're behind the wheel, standing on a wind-swept viewpoint, or floating beneath a towering bridge, the Atlantic Road will leave you speechless. Not because it shouts for attention, but because it quietly overwhelms you with its impossible beauty. Imagine standing on the edge of a giant rock platform, 600 meters above a shimmering blue fjord, with nothing but air between you and the abyss. Your heart races. The view is so breathtaking, so surreal, that for a moment, everything else in the world fades away. This isn't a scene from a fantasy movie. This is Preikestolen, or Pulpit Rock, one of Norway's most iconic natural landmarks, and it sits just outside the vibrant city of Stavanger. In this chapter, we explore the thrilling mix of nature and culture that makes this region a must-visit. Stavanger, often called the gateway to the fjords, is a charming coastal city that seamlessly blends historic charm with modern energy. It's Norway's fourth largest city, but it feels intimate, like a seaside town with a big soul. Start your journey in the old town Gamle Stavanger, where cobbled streets wind through rows of white wooden houses, the best preserved wooden settlement in Northern Europe. These 18th century homes, with their tidy gardens and blooming flowers, seem frozen in time. Walking through them is like stepping into a living postcard. But Stavanger isn't just about nostalgia. It's a hub of creativity and flavor. The city's food scene punches well above its weight. Don't miss out on trying locally sourced seafood, fresh shrimp, mussels, and creamy fish soups that warm your soul. The Stavanger Fish Market is a great spot to savor regional delicacies or pick up handmade Norwegian snacks and souvenirs. From the city, it's only a short drive and ferry ride to the base of one of Norway's most unforgettable hikes, Preikestolen. The trail begins in a serene pine forest and gradually climbs up rocky terrain, with each bend offering more incredible views than the last. It's about a 4-hour round trip, suitable for most active travelers. But make no mistake, it's no casual stroll. The terrain is rugged, often slippery, and demands focus. But the reward at the summit? Pure magic. As you reach the plateau, your breath catches not just from the climb, but from the sight itself. The flat-topped cliff juts out over Lysefjord like a giant pulpit in the sky. The fjord stretches endlessly in both directions, hemmed by steep granite walls and cloud-brushing peaks. You'll want to sit, to breathe it in, to take 1,000 photos, but even photos can't do justice to the feeling of standing there, on the edge of the world. If you're feeling even more adventurous, take a guided kayaking tour in Fjord below, paddling beneath the towering cliffs you once stood on. Or try the lesser-known Kerrigbolten hike nearby, famous for a boulder wedged between two cliffs, where brave hikers stand for the ultimate photo. Back in Stavanger, end your day with a visit to the Norwegian Petroleum Museum. Yes, it might sound strange, but it's one of the most engaging museums in Norway. Through immersive exhibits and clever design, it tells the story of how oil shaped modern Norway, transforming it into one of the wealthiest nations in the world. Stavanger and its surroundings embody the thrill of contrast, where you can spend a morning hiking above the clouds and an evening dining by candlelight on the waterfront. It's where nature tests your limits and culture soothes your senses. Whether you're seeking adrenaline, tranquility, or inspiration, this corner of Norway delivers it all in dramatic style. And if you ever wanted to understand what makes Norway truly unforgettable, stand on Preikestolen, feel the wind rush past you, stare into the depths of Fjord, and let the silence speak louder than words. What if I told you there's a place so remote, so untouched, that it feels like stepping onto another planet? A land where polar bears outnumber people, where the sun never sets in summer and never rises in winter, and where glaciers groan under the weight of time. Welcome to Svalbard, Norway's wild Arctic archipelago, and one of the most awe-inspiring destinations on Earth. Located halfway between mainland Norway and the North Pole, Svalbard is not your typical vacation spot. This is the frontier of human settlement, the last edge before the Arctic ice. And yet, every year, thousands of curious travelers come here not for luxury or comfort, but to experience something rare, true wilderness. Your journey begins in Longyearbyen, the world's northernmost town. Despite its isolation, it's surprisingly modern, complete with cozy hotels, a university, restaurants, and even a craft brewery. But make no mistake, this is not just a town. It's a frontier outpost where life bends to nature's will. Locals carry rifles when leaving town, not out of paranoia, but necessity. Polar bears are real here, and respected as both a danger and a symbol of the Arctic's power. From Longyearbyen, adventure awaits in every direction. You can join a dog sledding expedition across frozen tundra, snowmobiles roaring across endless white landscapes, or cruise the ice-choked fjords in search of seals, walruses, and the elusive polar bear. There are few places on Earth where you can watch glaciers calve thunderously into the sea, or see Arctic foxes dart between snowdrifts all in the same day. One of Svalbard's most fascinating features is its perpetual daylight during summer. From April to August, the sun circles the sky without setting, bathing the icy landscape in a golden glow that turns mountains into fire and water into mirrors. It's disorienting but magical. In winter, the reverse is true. The polar night sets in, and for months, darkness rules. But in that darkness, the northern lights dance wildly overhead, casting green and purple fire across the snow. Svalbard is also home to something utterly unique: the global seed vault, built into the side of a mountain just outside of town. It's a kind of doomsday vault, storing millions of seeds from around the world to safeguard biodiversity in the event of global catastrophe. It's not open to the public, but even from the outside, its symbolic power is undeniable proof that even in the harshest environments, hope and preservation endure. For those drawn to extremes, Svalbard offers unmatched photography, Arctic wildlife encounters, and the sheer joy of surviving in one of the coldest inhabited places on Earth. You'll see reindeer wandering through snowy valleys, glaciers stretching to the horizon, and jagged peaks that look like something from a science fiction movie. And yet, in all this wildness, there's peace. The kind of peace you can only find when surrounded by silence, snow, and sky. In Svalbard, you come face to face with the planet's raw, unfiltered beauty. You realize how small humans are in the scheme of nature. and how vital it is to protect places like this. So, why end our journey here? Because Svalbard is not just the final chapter, it's a reminder of what travel should be. Not just comfort or convenience, but awe. A place that humbles, inspires, and leaves a mark on your soul long after your footprints melt away in the snow. Whether you dream of Arctic adventures or simply want to touch the edge of the world, Svalbard is waiting. Stark, stunning, and unforgettable. Thanks for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed exploring Prague as much as I enjoyed guiding you through it. If you found this travel guide helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more beautiful destinations from around the world. Got a favorite spot in Prague? Drop it in the comments, I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, safe travels and see you in the next video.